We'll start with the prayers. Om Agyantimirandhasya Gyananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So once again welcome everyone and so we are doing chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, and yesterday what we discussed, anyone likes to share what we discussed, some points? Yes.
Oh, sorry. Prabhuji, we started second chapter where you described the meaning of Madhusudan, which is like destroying the doubts of Arjuna. We started with this. And this chapter is all about killing the Arjuna's doubts. That was started point.
Okay, correct. So Madhu and Sudan. So Sudan means, Madhu means the Krishna himself, and Sudan means lamentation. The lamentation of Arjuna is destroyed here. We saw that. Sudan means killing. What he is killing? He is killing the lamentation of Arjuna. He is lamenting in the first chapter, and second chapter his lamentation is killed. Yes. So he is saying, "Oh Madhusudan, so please kill my doubts, please kill my lamentation," like that. Yes. Anyone else? Okay. Actually, these are Shastri classes, so we should be attentive and reciprocative. So that will be very good. It's not a class only for a katha, only one sided. No, it should be both the sided. So because we are learning Bhakti Shastri, so we should also note down the points and discuss. This is expected actually from every one of you. Okay, we'll go ahead. Okay, so we started with this Lord Sri Krishna chastises Arjuna and he disapproves his so-called compassion. From the first verse. So the first verse, Arjuna is basically Sanjay Vacha. Arjuna, in, seeing him in full compassion, then Krishna spoke the following words. So in this we saw that how one can attain liberation, one has to work without attachment to the fruitive results. At last, Srila Prabhupada says that then one can become fixed in the self. And Prabhupada says that this job of lamentation is done by Sudra. Can we lament or not? We can also lament. That we'll discuss in the 11th shloka today. In what context one can lament. So the lamentation in general should not only be for the body, it should be for higher result to be achieved or higher consciousness. It should not be only for the body. Then we saw that Anarya Justam. How can Arjuna be so much fallen that he is acting like an Anarya Justam? He is not following the conducts of Arya. He is following the conduct of Anarya. So Krishna is chastising. Immediately Krishna is taking the role of a teacher here. Immediately chastising. Asvargyam, Akirtim, Karam, Asvargyam. Arjuna, by your activity, your future is also hellish. And your present is also uh, infamous. Present is infamous and future is hellish. So therefore, if you give up your duty, there is no good you can do for yourself right now and for future yourself. Again, you cannot do anything good. Visame samupastitam, in this very critical hours, you should not be showing this kind of traits. You should not be showing this kind of traits or this kind of behavior. You should be very much serious, responsible person. So many people have a faith on you. You cannot show such kind of behavior. So we saw that absolute truth has three aspects. Prabhupada speaks about sun sign, sun planet, sun surface, and sun planet. So these questions you will also find in your closed book exams. So properly please be attentive. Bhagwan means one who possesses six opulences in full quantity, unlimited quantity. So we can be Bhagyavan, we cannot be Bhagwan. Arjuna's lamentation for his kinsman certainly unbecoming, and therefore Krishna expressed his surprise with the word Kuta. Because Krishna also very much surprised. Actually, Krishna is only putting him in illusion, and this is whole setting the scene for Bhagavad Gita to be spoken. But the scene is very meticulous, you can say, intelligently played here, that nobody can doubt that Arjuna is not in illusion. Arjuna is totally in illusion here. So therefore Krishna is saying, from Kuta, who has given you this illusion? Till now you are such a great warrior, such intelligent person. Kuta. And this kind of words, derogatory words, which means that Arjuna is a foolish person now. And later he chastises in 11th shloka, you are talking like a wise person. But here Krishna is saying you are not a wise person. Here only by going through these words, klavyam, kutaha. So it seems that Krishna was speaking in a derogatory way. He was not respecting the Arjuna's thought process. But later he says, you are talking like a learned man. There's no learned, nothing like that. So yes. So here Klabhyam, Ma Samagama Partha. Important. Klabhyam means important. For a Kshatriya to hear such word is a great heart. Means because Kshatriyas, the respect is uh, more than their death. If somebody disrespects a Kshatriya, then it is more greater than dying for him. So therefore, he said here disrespect, but disrespect has been done by Krishna. He's a friend of Arjuna, so that is why Arjuna is hearing it, understanding that Krishna is my well wisher. Sometimes friends also chastise each other. It happens. But Krishna also gives good words. Partha, Parantapa. Parth means the son of Pritha, Kunti. So how can a Pritha son behave in such a way? How can a Parantapa, who is the chastiser of enemies, can say, I will not fight? And Krishna says, even though you have some very, very reasonable thought process or very intelligent religious reasons for not fighting, but I consider all of them as Hridaya Dorbalyam, your weakness of your heart. So we discussed little bit. Weakness of heart happens because of bodily conception, uh, because of fear of consequences. So this kind of weakness of heart happens. These are two things are called. Sometime Acharya say weakness of mind also for this kind of behavior. Rupa says weakness of heart. But in outside, these two things are different. Weakness of mind, weakness of heart. Weakness of mind means if somebody forgets something because of his lack of memory, so then that is called weakness of mind. But if somebody purposefully does something wrong and then he says that, oh, I did not know, sorry, sorry, then that is weakness of heart. It means he has uh, some duplicitous mentality. So that is called weakness of heart, basically. Now here, did do does Arjuna has any kind of inherent problems, or you can say attachments, because of which he is trying to interpret that he should not fight? Yes, that is what Krishna is questioning. You are all putting all these reasons because you have bodily attachment. So that's why here it said it's a weakness of heart. It's not a simply weakness of mind. So, so he may put some reasons, religious uh, causes why he should not fight, but behind the religious causes is bodily attachment. That is why here it is considered weakness of heart. It happens with many of us also. Uh, like sometimes people have attachment for post position, and when they are said to give up the post or position, so then they say, though, so if I give up so much good I am doing already, it will all stop, nothing will go ahead. So there is behind certain attachment is also there. It is, I'm not not considering some particular case, but just it is said in general that people also have attachment when they do their duties actually. And it is surely because here if you see, Arjuna is told by Krishna that you cannot beg because you are a Kshatriya, and Kshatriya cannot beg because if somebody disrespects you and does not give you alms, you will take out your sword and kill him. So it means the Kshatriya, the conditional duty of Kshatriya, that he cannot beg, is also considered genuine for that Kshatriya. It is not considered to be attachment at that point. But when it comes to spiritual knowledge, like when Arjuna comes and joins ISKCON, and he meets our devotees, then our devotees will say, Prabhu, what you're doing, what you're looking for kingdom, come and stay in temple. A lot of space is there, we'll give you some space. So then that time, it can, Arjuna can be misled in this way. So because when Varnashram was there, so then people duties were quite highly defined, that they have to do their material duties with making with the purpose of basically spiritual advancement only. But their spiritual advancement was not the ultimate you can say focus. Their focus was also material duty. Yes, in the Varnashram system. But when it comes to Krishna consciousness, the ultimate focus is advancement in Krishna consciousness, and for that reason we can even disregard material duties, or we have to balance the material duties. For some people who disregard material duties, or basically they give very minimal uh, attention, that is for renunciates. And when for grihasthas, for them material life outside is very troublesome in modern times. So for them, even though they want to put attention for material life, they will become frustrated in modern times. So then they come to spiritual life. Okay, where is the relief? And then spiritual life basically is a goal of life, uh, is attainment for all of us. But what happens actually, first it comes as a relief for our problems. Okay, I have material problem, relief. I'm coming to spiritual life for relief. And sometimes then while taking relief we become slack in our material duties also. Because anyway, outside material duties in modern times is fully filled with atheistic idea, uh, eat, drink, and be merry ideas. So then these kind of ideas are totally against Krishna consciousness. So it sometimes becomes contradictory with Krishna consciousness. So the ultimate thing is what one has to become little mature and take guidance from devotees, and has to balance actually both. That is the right thing to be done. Balancing both material life and spiritual life. But in beginning it becomes like that. It happens. So here it is talked about Hridaya Daurbalyam. So when I was discussing here that for Kshatriya, what is Hridaya Daurbalyam? If he is not fighting and putting some cause, some pretensions, then that is Hridaya Daurbalyam. Okay? And uh, like Prabhupada says, we read that if for a Brahmana, if he does not remain pious and he doesn't put some religious cause, pretension, then that is his Hridaya Daurbalyam. So, according to the Varna one is situated in, then accordingly the Hridaya Daurbalyam is decided actually. For a Brahmana to remain satisfied, it is important. For a Kshatriya to remain satisfied and to not do violence is again Hridaya Daurbalyam. For Brahmana, if he does not remain satisfied, it's a Hridaya Daurbalyam. But for Kshatriya, if he becomes satisfied, okay, let people suffer whatever. I have my one kingdom, I have my one family. Let me collect the tax and let live peacefully. For then his other will be there. His weakness of heart. He cannot go out and fight because of some certain reason, whatever. So this we have to understand very clearly. And when it comes to spiritual principles also, um, so in as I mentioned in previously, the higher spiritual principles were given to the people who have nicely covered up their previous attachments and finished off, and then they have come to spiritual life. But now it's not like that. It's given for everyone at whatever stage they are, because Kali Yuga is very short period, and nobody knows when he's going to die, and everybody is in chaos. So this is a formula only for chaos. But when it comes to proper society, proper institution, where the benchmark of our success, benchmark of our growth is properly decided through varna and ashram and through proper duties, then it will be different actually. Volume is low, some devotees are saying, 1 minute. Volume. हरे कृष्णा, अभी कैसे सुनाई दे रहा है? हरे कृष्णा, अभी अच्छा है या अभी भी कम है? हम्म? हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा. ओके, 1 मिनट, टेक्निकल चीज़ें देखनी पड़ेंगी.
प्रभु जी सुनाई दे रहा है एक्चुअली, आई
Yes,
मीन
सुनाई दे रहा है ना?
गुड, यस.
yes, Prabhuji.
हाँ, नहीं, मैं लैपटॉप थोड़ा दूर था इसलिए. ठीक है, अभी पास आ गया है. अभी शायद बराबर आएगा आवाज़, क्योंकि आवाज़ तो मैंने कम किया ही नहीं है, अब अपने आप कम हो गया है वो. So here Prabhupada mentions that Brahmana should not act impiously. Okay, done. So this is, so Arjuna's main in, inquiry about fight is this only, that he has his elders to fight and he does not want to do. He's saying you are Arisudana, you are not your Swajana Sudana. You have never killed your Ugrasen, huh? Or your family members. Yeah, Kansa was family member, but Kamsa was a demon actually. But here nobody is demon. Bhishma is never a demon, and nor our Dronacharya is a demon. So how can I fight and kill them? And secondly, these are my cousins, and they are my brothers. Even though they have committed great insult for me, they have also tried to kill me. They've also tried to uh, disrespect my wife. They've also tried to snatch away my property. All activities they must have done, but still I consider them my brother. So in this way, he wanted to forgive all of them because according to religious principle, we hear that ma himsayat, sarvabhutani means one should not commit violence to any living entities. But that is religious principle. And according to Arthashastra, politics, sociology, if somebody commits these six aggressors, it is going to come ahead. So one has full right to kill him. But Arthashastra is lower than Dharma Shastra, and Adhyatma Shastra is the highest. So first comes Arthashastra. Artha means what is your meanings to get from somebody. If like we are doing some business outside world, we do business, yeah, is it not? Some politics, some business. So if somebody is troubling you, kill him. Then Dharma Shastra says, no. You should show some compassion. These are your family people. These are your well-wisher. Do not do such things. Be little considerate. Don't become so much greedy. This is Dharma Shastra. Then comes Adhyatma Shastra. Oh, Krishna likes you to kill these people. You have to serve Krishna. That is Adhyatma Shastra. So Adhyatma Shastra is higher than Dharma Shastra also. So Arjuna's all kinds of here reasonings are based upon Dharma Shastra. And he is able to negate the Arthashastras all verdicts by saying that religious scriptures are higher, but he is not able to decide that whether he should fight or not. So therefore Krishna will teach Adhyatma Shastra by speaking about Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of soul and body, and then he will kill his doubt. Guru na hatva hi mahanubhavam. So loyalty to country and loyalty to Krishna, that we saw yesterday. So Arjuna is not able to decide in any way, even victory is not certain, and also so victory is not certain, and even after victory, no relatives will be there, no family will be there. So both conditions are pitiable, lamentable. So therefore he does not want to fight. And at last he surrenders. Karpanya doso pahatasava. And he says that Krishna, don't tell me any short-term reason for me to fight. Tell me the long-term reason. Yash Shreya. Shreya means long-term benefit, long-term reason. So Prabhupada mentions about Brahmana and Kripanas in this shloka. Who is a Brahmana? So Brahmana, he thinks about long-term benefit. And Kripana means thinks about short-term benefit. Like somebody is to wake up early in the morning. नहीं उठना है, नहीं उठना है. क्यों नहीं उठना है? Why I don't want to wake up? I don't feel to wake up. So the feeling of not waking up, this is a kripana. Because morning getting up and doing sadhana is a highly beneficial thing. So when like immediately somebody calls from office, अरे अभी एक नई कंपनी आई है, एकदम सुबह सुबह आई है 6 बजे, आ जाओ और इंटरव्यू ले रही है, नया जॉब दे रहा है, उसमें सैलरी पैकेज डबल हो जाएगा. Immediately person just gets up and then just throws away everything and there's no need of bathing and doing anything. I'll just get ready and run away. Why? Because he considers money and opportunities for more economic development to be higher than spiritual benefits, because spiritual benefits actually cannot be perceived until we are in higher consciousness. Therefore, God cannot be understood in passion and ignorance. It requires mode of goodness actually. This is one of the limitation, even you can say, in spiritual life, that in lower modes, it is difficult to understand God. It is difficult to appreciate the process of Krishna consciousness. The more we go higher in the modes, means mode of goodness, then only you can understand it. This is one, you can say, limitation only of Krishna consciousness also. Practice anybody can do, no issue. But the encouragement for oneself will only come when one is situated in the mode of goodness. Then he can see what is what and what is not. Because he will be in the knowledge. So Krishna consciousness also is like that actually. Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam very clearly, until one is in mode of passion, ignorance, what is Krishna? No Krishna consciousness. He's simply warming up to become Krishna conscious. Once he warm up, and then when he comes to the na shotiji na kamshati, then his real bhakti starts. Otherwise, till that stage, he is still vulnerable to fall down to materialistic modes again. Even after practicing for so many years, why people fall down? Because they have not crossed the passion and ignorance. अभी भी पैशन है उनमें, इग्नोरेंस है, तो वो खींच लेता है उसको नीचे, गिर जाता है वो. जब तक वो क्लियर नहीं होगा, वो नो बडी शुड क्वेश्चन, प्रभु जी इतने साल से भक्ति कर रहे हैं कैसे गिर गए? अरे अभी भी पैशन है, इग्नोरेंस इतनी जल्दी थोड़ी जाता है वो. इतने जन्मों से पैशन इग्नोरेंस पड़ा हुआ है, इतनी जल्दी चला जाएगा क्या? नहीं जाने वाला है, टाइम लगता है उसको. So one should not take this process as a guaranteed. These many years मतलब प्रोग्रेस हो ही जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. भले Prabhupada says many times, immediately once who chants holy name immediately transcends the modes of material nature. But for how long he transcends? After while chanting he transcends. After that again he comes down. He has to keep on chanting, then he will be remaining on that platform. Otherwise he will come down. So therefore, spiritual life is not an inorganic process. It's organic. The growth, whatever time it has to take, it will take, depending upon the seriousness of a practitioner. And seriousness does not happen only on the external basis. It happens internal also, especially internal more. Because internal means how much is so much serious about making advancement, that is his own voluntary decision in his life. And the process is following, chanting everybody is doing, reading everybody is doing, sometimes less or sometimes more. But the seriousness, when it is constant and it is more, then this chanting and hearing, it is seen in the life of that person who is serious, will be more intensifying his spiritual life. Process, we are not saying it's not perfect, but process is itself not perfect. It requires our own endeavor, our own liking to make Krishna conscious successful. Like I'm eating prasadam. Now prasadam eating is okay. Prabhupada said eating, chanting, feasting and dancing. So while I'm eating prasadam, the consciousness of eating prasadam is that it is given by Krishna. I am so much covered by ignorance in this material world. Tar madhye jivate lobh moya sudurmati. My tongue is agitated by greed. But Krishna is so merciful, giving me this food to eat. So my dear Krishna, when I'm eating this food, let the devotion grow in my heart. I should not become greedy for the food. Now this consciousness should always be on in us. It means while he's eating prasadam, he's advancing in Krishna consciousness. And somebody is simply eating prasadam and not conscious about what is the prasadam and why he's eating, what is the goal of eating prasadam, then his advancement will not be that much. The process is same, but it's a voluntary actually, how much we make advancement. I'm not saying for all of you or anyone, I'm saying for myself also. Because I'm not doing all these things, but I'm understanding these things are there actually. It's a voluntary actually. Krishna consciousness never forced thing. So even the philosophy is taught, practice is our own choice. So it's like that. And some people think anyway, Prabhuji, आज नहीं तो कल तो आएगा ना कॉन्शियसनेस, चलो अभी आराम से जो प्रसाद तो मिल रहा है ना प्रभु जी, चलेगा. हाँ तो वो भी चलेगा, कोई बात नहीं है, नॉट अ बिग इशू. अभी हम प्रसाद खाएं, भगवान के गुण गाएं, वो भी चलेगा. But it's like that actually. Those who are highly conscious people in Vishuddha Sattva, they always think about the Lord, always. Even while eating prasadam, they were thinking how the Krishna must have tasted this food. कितना उनको अच्छा लगा होगा. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he seeing Sarvam Bhattacharya, when he called him for a feast, and when he saw the prasadam bhoga offered to the Lord, then he glorified. Amazing. I am so much pleased by seeing that you are offering so many dishes to Krishna. And then he said that I want just little bit prasadam. So he did not, means he's a god himself, but he's saying, I'm not greedy for anything. But then Sarvam Bhattacharya made a nice pile of rice and ghee, everything. So he forced Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to eat prasadam. So he was more happy seeing Krishna eating prasadam. Yes, Mataji, what is question?
Prabhuji, sometimes I feel there are some contradictory statements in our philosophy. Sometimes, like as we have heard that Prabhupada said, it just takes a moment to go back to Godhead. Like in just in one moment we can go back to Godhead. But sometimes we, like in practical manner, as you recently, just now you are explaining that it takes time to remove all the anarthas and all those, overcome all the anarthas. So it takes time. It doesn't, it doesn't work just like that. कि आज किया और कल. So how can we, Prabhuji, take things like some contradictory things? How can we understand that?
See what we are saying here, the process will only be very much potent when our consciousness is also matching with that. When consciousness is also very much eager to receive Krishna, and we have shown such kind of sincerity previously also, all sense control we have shown, and we have shown every kind of detachment in our life, and then that process of mercy of pure devotee comes. We are eating one morsel of his uchishta, and that consciousness is already, we have shown, we have shown our all kind of eagerness beforehand, and then we are eating that immediately. It can happen immediately. Means how can, see very simple thing. If somebody hits six in cricket match, so and then he wins, the team wins the thing. Okay, so it may happen two ways. One is by luck, a normal batsman, and nobody is hoping that this Dallu Panju 10th नंबर पे जो आता है बैट्समैन, वो छक्का मारेगा लास्ट बॉल पे. Nobody is thinking like that. Everybody is now putting hand on head. हार गई इंडिया, हार गई, अब तो नहीं जीतने वाली. और लास्ट बॉल पे इसने छक्का मार दिया. So this is like luck, because he is not very much potent person. This is luck, fully luck. So we can also say कि even at the last ball one can win the match. One can say, but it is applicable for whom? For one lucky person. Anybody the luck can favor. This is one context. Second, if that person is a Sachin Tendulkar, I don't know how he's playing now, but considering him as a good player, so now if he's the last now he's a I think he comes in second or third batsman, and then he's playing, and the last ball is there and he has to hit six. So everybody is hoping he will hit six. Everybody is hoping. Why? Because he's a potent person. He has shown his all kind of caliber beforehand. So for him also last moment is success. Why? Because his potency, his all endeavor, his consciousness is matching with that last moment job. So we fall in which category? Are we fall in luck category? If some pure devotee comes and say, Tathastu, what's now you go back home, back to God. Don't remain here now. Leave here, from here, immediately. So then that we may fall in that category. If we are very pure devotee, gives lot of mercy, or like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the dog. Or the second, we have shown lot of commitment, done lot of seva, control lot of our senses, gone through lot of problems in our life, and then immediately got success. Like Avanti Brahmana, you can see the example of Avanti Brahmana. 11th canto it comes. Actually, Avanti Brahmana, his change was very drastic change in a very small time. Earlier, he was just attached to Brahmana, troubling. He was not attached, but he was cruel Brahmana. He used to means torture his family people, his relatives, everyone. He was very attached and greedy for wealth. He cheated many people. And when he became bankrupt, and then people were really torturing him like anything, passing him urine on him or urine on his food, and then so many things, slapping him, uh, spitting on him, such dirty things they were doing. And this Brahmana, he saw all kind of his suffering which are coming in his life, nothing but the problem of his mind, because he correlated with all his previous and recent things. Earlier I was whatever I was, so I was happy because this mind was thinking, now situation is very good, now happy, let remain happy. Now when situation is bad, mind is saying, now you are not happy, be miserable now. So my all problems are not demigods, not my karma, not anything, only my mind is a problem. If mind is controlled, so Avanti Brahmana says that only mind is a mana, परम कारणम, इस सर्वस्व कारणम मन, मन सबका कारण है सभी दुखों का. So Bhagavatam does not tell about detail about Avanti Brahmana's previous life. We do not know. Generally इतना ड्रास्टिक चेंज होता नहीं है. वही मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, इनऑर्गेनिक और ऑर्गेनिक वही बात कर रहे हैं. इतना ड्रास्टिक चेंज बहुत मुश्किल होता है. तो अवंती ब्राह्मण का एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं, चैतन्य महाप्रभु आल्सो. So it is possible for some people it has happened. For Avanti Brahmana, for Bilwa Mangal Thakur, we can see immediately. And Chintamani said, hey, you are working so hard for me. If you could just work hard a little bit for Krishna, you could have got Krishna. Immediately he left. So now itna fast transformation kaise aa gaya? So sometimes what happens, these people are, so Bilwa Mangal Thakur also previous life is mentioned, he was a great saint, but he did something wrong, and because of which he became attached to a prostitute. And then when prostitute, in the heart of prostitute, his guru said, so that the last statement which was spoken of prostitute was not spoken by her but by guru. So his guru said that statement, and he was very much attached. So sometimes when people are very very highly attached, and they have been doing something good in their previous life, like it comes in Yamunacharya also, in the life of Yamunacharya also same thing comes. Yamunacharya was a great king actually, but he became diverted. Sorry, he was the first Brahmana, and then he became king, and then he got diverted in materialistic life. He became king, all of these things, and then his grandfather, he remembered that, oh, what is this? He was such a great scholar, he was such a great Vaishnava, what he became now? So then he removed him from that position by sending one of his disciples and told him to recite Bhagavad Gita in front of him, and he took him into some forest to show some treasure. And when he was hearing Bhagavad Gita, he immediately got realized, oh my Lord, who was I earlier? Now what I am doing now? So we can see in previous times also, but Yamunacharya was not a normal person. Now again I say Avanti Brahmana must be not a normal person. He must be something, a very great person previous life, like Bilwa Mangal Thakur. So these personalities sometime when they come into material contact, they may become attached, and again they become detached very quickly. Like Yayati Maharaj also, but Yayati Maharaj took a lot of time also. He took like almost thousands of years. Then he got realization about all these things. Pururva Maharaj, he also took a lot of time to get realization. So somebody is taking less time for realization. Khatwangu Raja, he got back to God in 48 minutes. But do you know the life of Khatwang, previous life? We do not know. How much bhakti he has done? No. So therefore, there must be many incidences which we do not know for these great souls who immediately got to bhakti. Their consciousness immediately matched with the process, immediately. And they are eager for, and Krishna saw that, okay, they are very much eager, let me give them immediately. Immediate love of God. Finish. And for many of the people, they understand अगर अच्छा luck आ जाए तो लॉटरी लग जाएगी. So like that. And kalo sudra sambhava, this is another problem कि we are not very highly intelligent people in Kali Yuga. This is another thing. Manda sumanda matayo. So we are not highly intelligent. Highly intelligent does not mean we are not able to do good in our studies. Highly intelligent means we are not able to prioritize spiritual life more. We are always seeing material life more than spiritual life. It is a reality. That's why we are living in. So that's why we are living in modern times. not very much changes we are able to build because we have knowledge but no initiative now.
Laptop laptop babalar.
Hare Krishna. Yes. So this is my understanding that two, three things I said.
It
One thing
gives
is,
hope also, Prabhuji.
huh?
It gives lot of hope also that we can like it takes time, but at least I mean anything can happen if we are serious and
Yes.
sincerely endeavoring. So it can happen good.
Prabhupada says if somebody is serious, sincere, and no ulterior motive, immediately Krishna will bestow mercy.
That helicopter example is in.
Helicopter example. So who is that helicopter? So it is never said that spiritual life will not. Dhruv Maharaj perfected in 6 months. Prahlad Maharaj perfected in womb only, in mother's womb only, inside only. So it's not said that it is not fast, but what it is said here that the seriousness has to be there. So if I say that no, 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 even though if we are not serious, this we can immediately know. It's process just by depending on process na. कि just if I chant, hmm, your consciousness has to match with the process. Then only I say it will perfect. Even Avanti Brahmana, even though he is remembering Krishna, but his consciousness now match now. He does not want any material enjoyment now. Finish. He does not have any hope in material life. So his consciousness has matched with the process, chanting. Then he can perfect. The consciousness has to match, but we are very much attached right now. When we are attached, our consciousness is not matching. So therefore we are practicing. Process is perfect already. Process तो है ही बहुत हाई क्लास प्रोसेस है अपना, बट कॉन्शियसनेस मैच होना चाहिए ना उसके साथ. वो मैच नहीं होता है कई बार. तो हमें क्या चाहिए? We need regular kind of appreciation, we need some respect, we need some post position, we need some seva, some kind of this that encouragement, all this, because we are very weak actually, very weak. People used to leave home without worrying, पीछे भी नहीं देखते थे लोग, घर छोड़ दिया मतलब छोड़ दिया. अभी क्या है, फोन पे कॉल कर लेते हैं, अरे गलती से आ गया, वापस आना है. People don't have too much strong heart today because there's no training also. Where is the training? ट्रेनिंग भी नहीं है. नित्यानंद प्रभु घर छोड़ के गए, कभी कॉल नहीं किया. वैसे भी उनके माँ बाप बाद में चले गए, लेकिन कॉल भी नहीं किया उन्होंने. नित्यानंद प्रभु का तो ऐसे सुन के टू मच डिसहार्टनिंग. ही जस्ट लेफ्ट हिज फैमिली लाइक एनीथिंग व्हेन ही वाज 5, I think 12-year old or some yeah. So then he called one sannyasi, and then Padmavati Hadaya Pandit, sannyasi says, I want a boy with me to travel. And then he said, oh, you are like a Vishwamitra Muni, you are asking Ram, he asked for Ram and you are asking for my son. I cannot tolerate, please ask something else. He said, no, I want your son only. And this was all enacted by Nityanand Prabhu, highly detached. And he never came back, and the whole Ekachakra Dham became totally barren, haunted, because Nityanand Prabhu left. So we can see the detachment of previous time people highly. So because of no expectation, no hope in material life, if this quality somebody has, no hope in material life, then he can immediately perfect the process. तुरंत कर देगा वो. But हमको hope है material life में, यही problem है हमारा. We have hope in material world that we will be enjoying, we can enjoy life, we can be still, we can have many other desires also. If somebody can finish all these things and just focus on spiritual life, why not he will perfect? हो जाएगा उसको जल्दी, लेकिन वो उसके लिए वो चाहिए उतना सिंसियरिटी. और दूसरी चीज़ ये भी बात है, स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में जो ये सोचता है केवल कि मेरे को 4 दिन में सक्सेस चाहिए, 10 दिन में, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Consciousness should be like Mukunda. I will see. After 10 million births, I will see Krishna. So even though one is serious, his consciousness should be, Krishna may not give me mercy right now. Krishna wants me to give mercy later, but I am ready anytime. I am ready right now for doing my duty seriously, and let Krishna show mercy anytime he wants to show. तो ये दोनों चीज है इसमें देखना है. Okay.
Prabhuji, when in Mahaprabhu movement, like Dukhi Mataji and also like the dog who travels with Sivananda Sen,
Hmm.
they got the Lord's mercy immediately.
Yes.
Although Dukhi is not expecting to go to Golok, she is just serving the pots. And also dog also just he went along with Sivanand Sen, but Sivanand Sen is meditating like some more dog is missed. But when he reached Puri, like is with Mahaprabhu. So these by devotees mercy they will get the Lord's mercy or how? And come to Dukhi and this dog of Sivanand Sen.
Whenever Lord appears, this kind of pastime happens. Whenever Lord does not come, he just sends his saintly people. Acharya, they give Acharya, whenever he sends Acharya, they give Guru Parampara, process to follow. They Acharya Parampara, they will not give this kind of immediate mercy. वो नहीं मिलने वाला है. जब भगवान आते तभी लॉटरी निकलती है. When Lord comes, lottery comes. When Lord goes away, lottery goes away. When Lord comes, one can perfect in life his life just by his embrace. छू दिया हो गया. And so that time perfection also is fast. And if somebody does offense to some devotee, he will also get leprosy very fast. Immediately leprosy हो जाता है. Leprosy हो जाएगा, बीमार हो जाएगा. So वो भी देखने को आपको मिलता है चैतन्य महाप्रभु की लीला में. So many pure devotees are there. Somebody is committing offense, immediately getting problem. And also somebody showing eagerness or not showing eagerness, just doing little seva for devotees, immediately Lord Chaitanya becomes happy and gives him love of Godhead. So this is possible when Lord is coming. Even when Lord Krishna was there, he was also giving so many things. Like Kubja. Kubja, what is the quality of Kubja? Kubja, no. Actually, she's the potency of the Lord, but she's showing in that Leela that she's an ordinary lady and just serving Krishna for a small time. Yes, she got perfect. What about other gopis? Those who are not highly perfected gopis, they also got association of other gopis. They also perfected their life. So whenever Krishna comes personally, because he's a potent Lord, na? He's a potent Lord, full with all potency. He has if little mercy also. He shows that little mercy is a big mercy. बड़े भगवान है तो छोटा भी अगर हाथ मारेंगे तो बहुत बड़ी चीज हो जाएगी. तो ऐसा है. So when Lord comes, lottery comes. When acharyas they come, they give the process to follow. This is the whole thing actually. So therefore we should not always actually कृपा सिद्धि के लिए ट्राई मत करो ज़्यादा. आएगा आ जाएगा. कृपा पे we have to depend on कृपा of sadhu santa, that is correct, but don't become too much dependent upon it. कि हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे हो जाएगा. हम दुखी और कुत्ते की तरह नहीं रह सकते.
No, Prabhu. No, one more I heard in lectures also like so when the devotees are pure and we are chanting the holy names Mahaprabhu, they will appear. The same example when after disappearance of Mahaprabhu Nityananda after 50 years when Jahana Mataji, Shyamananda Pandit, Narottam Das Tagore, they did that in that Keturi Gram, the first Gaur Purnima festival. Like I heard in some lectures, like personally Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, they have shown their mercy. They have appeared for all the devotees who has assembled. Just in that way, I'm thinking when we are like this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's moment when we are pure and some pure devotees are there, Prabhupada disciples. So I'm expecting that we may get mercy like that also one day Mahaprabhu in this 10,000 years. In that way, I'm not finding for shortcut.
No, correct.
Sorry.
No, correct. We should not underestimate the association of sadhus. A sadhu association is a highly potent, actually. It's a contagious, it's a highly beneficial. We should not underestimate that. No, this sadhu cannot give. No, it's not like that. Sadhus are highly potent and we cannot judge them. So, but we are just in discussing these things because these are practical things, and we had discussed with our seniors also like that. So they have spoken in this way that when Lord comes, this process is highly potent, because Lord himself is bringing this process. He wants to show the result to the people that just by my embrace people are going back to God, just by my embrace. And then he leaves away, then he gives the process. Now you follow the process. So he comes for advertisement. While advertisement he is doing, he is giving fast result. Cut. Like Prabhupada, when he came, 108 temples, like anything, 11 years, खत्म. अभी खोल के देखो 108 टेम्पल, कितना टाइम लगता है. वो एडवर्टीजमेंट है, एडवर्टीजमेंट आता है, कट. and then one has to follow the process slowly, slowly, slowly. So Prabhupada was a great acharya. He could do in so many, only for 11 years nobody can do so much change, but he could do. And same Prabhupada for 40 years did no change. When he was in family life in India, he did no change. For 40 years he was also trying to preach, no change. And in 11 years so much change. It means what? Who is making the change? Krishna is making the change. Through Acharya, Krishna is making the change. So when Krishna wants, when he appears, he does the change. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, khat khat khat. And when he wants that this Acharya should show this thing, immediately, khat khat khat. Bhakti Vinod Thakur came. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj came. So we are not comparing all the acharyas, but we are just saying that who could preach into the whole world? It was allotted for Srila Prabhupada. And it's not that Srila Prabhupada was highly realized more than his Guru Maharaj. No, it was chosen by the Lord. So Lord can choose anyone. Tom Dick Harry also usko pakad ke bolenge chal prachar kar. Anything can happen. So he is a highly potent Lord. So whatever he decides, it happens actually. But when you are discussing something in process, so we should know the tattva. तत्व इस तरीके से कि जब आचार्य लोग आते तो दे गिव प्रोसेस. Ramanucharya gave process. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also gave process, but he also showed very fast results. So like that. And when some acharya, especially the Samsthapak Acharya, Srila Prabhupada also showed some of very great achievements and delivering, like Srila Prabhupada disciples are highly advanced actually. The reason is he was acharya, he's acharya for this Senapati Bhakta actually. So therefore they are also very advanced. So we should consider in this way, and we should never underestimate the association and the power of sadhus in any time. क्योंकि पहले अच्छे थे साधु अभी अच्छे, ऐसा नहीं है, ये भी गलत है. It depends upon the Lord how he empowers some saintly. See, all saintly people, they are depending upon the Lord. And if Lord wants to empower some saintly person to show some mercy in this way, he can do that. It's a Lord's potency actually. But saintly people, they are doing their jobs. We can see in many ways, like Loknath Goswami. He was a guru of Narottam Das Thakur. Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. So if you see compare all of them, so then you'll find who are more successful, Rup and Sanatan. Loknath Goswami may not be highly successful, but you cannot say that he was not practicing. He was equivalent actually. But Lord empowered some of them to show mercy. So they were contemporary. We can say time by time also, कि somebody acharya in future he will be empowered by the Lord. So therefore, it's not that by doing some process one gets empowered. It's the mercy of the Lord. Lord chooses people, and therefore we should not underestimate the association of saintly people. Okay. Nahi prapasyami mamapuna. So wealth for Krishna is liberation, and wealth for oneself is bondage. So this sloka, okay, we will discuss now. So Aman Prabhu, you can read the translation. Nahi prapasyami mamapunadya yashokam ushoshanam indriyanam avapya bhumo asapatnam riddham Rajyam Shuranam Apichadipatyam. Yes.
Hare Krishna ji. I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel
It's
it
3:00.
even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like that of the demigods in heaven.
See, there can be different understanding here. One thing Arjuna very clearly says that even if you give me unrivaled kingdom of demigods, I will not choose that option. That okay, if I win that also kingdom by killing my elders, I will not choose that option. Just imagine some demons, so many demons they fight, and even not only that, even Devaraj Indra, he also fights for his kingdom. So Arjuna's character is so high. He's saying, even if you make me king of heaven, I will not compromise with my values. I have to respect my seniors, like that he's saying. So Arjuna is not saying just so can Arjuna win war with Indra? That is secondary. Yeah. But Arjuna is showing so much valor that I have gone to Indralok, and he could defeat Indra. But we are not checking that. So Arjuna is a very powerful person, and he is confident that even if you give me that also unrivaled kingdom on the earth with the sovereignty, and that I like that of demigods in the heaven. Unrivaled means there is nobody rivaling for it. But I will not go for it. The reason is I am valuing my values. But another understanding can be here, wealth for Krishna is liberation, and wealth for oneself is a bondage. Actually, wealth for wants is a bondage. So Arjuna, he is not in fully Krishna consciousness right now. So he is only thinking in terms of me and mine. मेरे को दोगे तो नहीं लूंगा. ऐसे आजकल के लोग होते हैं ना, they have nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. They just think about themselves. Even though so-called civilized people, they may think about their country, family. So he is thinking in that terms only. He is not thinking, if I get this kingdom, I will use it for Krishna, or I will rule kingdom as a king who will be representative of Krishna. He is not thinking in that way. He is just thinking in terms of this way. Values. मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. So as Acharya says that anasaktasya vishayan yatharan upyojintaha. Nirvanda Krishna sambandhe yukta vairagya uchyate. So he is not thinking in that terms. He is thinking मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. Okay.
I'll read Prabhuji.
Same thing. Academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, all are useless in solving the problems of life. Help can be given only by a spiritual master like Krishna. Therefore, conclusion that a spiritual master who is 100% Krishna conscious is a bona fide spiritual master, for he can solve the problem of life. So, very clearly mentioned here. So, academic knowledge, scholarship, and high position cannot solve the problem of life. What is the problem of life? Problem of life is this only: Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. So Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosa Anudarshanam. And all the sufferings, Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, whatever we are getting, and we are also trying to find out some relief, some counteracting measures through our academic knowledge, scholarship, high position. Those counteracting measures will not help you, because this problem is constant and it's eternal problem. Those who want to stay in this world and enjoy, उनके लिए eternal problem है ये छूटने नहीं वाला है. ये ऐसी बीमारी है, शरीर छूटने से भी नहीं छूटता है. So academic knowledge से क्या छूटेगा, scholarship से क्या छूटेगा? So one has to prepare oneself for spiritual salvation. Then only this problem will be relieved. किवा विप्रा किवा न्यासिस शूद्र कहनो ना है, यही कृष्ण तत्व वेता से गुरु है. So this is you can say contradicting the Ritvik philosophy. The Ritvik, what they say, only Prabhupada is guru, nobody else is guru. But it's mentioned here, who is guru? Everyone is guru who can know the tattva of Krishna. Surely they may talk about initiating guru, but initiating guru or whatever guru, guru means he gives Krishna. He takes away the sins of disciples and give them spiritual knowledge. Initiation means that. And so if he does not have faith in Krishna, if he does not have right knowledge about Krishna, then neither he can take responsibility of his disciple and help them to grow, nor he can perfect his own life. So then what kind of guru is he? झोला छाप गुरु थोड़ी चाहिए, जो केवल सभी डिसाइपल को अपने झोले में भर के रखे जा, ये कितने 10,000 मेरे डिसाइपल है, and what you are going to do with them? I have nothing. I have my name, fame, everything is okay for me. That is only thing. No. So guru means he has to guru na sasyat, swajano na sasyat, janni na sasyat, pita na sasyat, na mochayeda samupayetu mrityum. If you are not able to deliver your disciples, your dependents from the clutches of death, no need to become leader or superior. So even if you talk in terms of Ritvikism or in if you talk in terms of normal guru definition, in both way, he has to be highly learned or highly qualified with the Krishna Tattva Veda. Krishna Tattva. Now, if somebody is not knowing Krishna Tattva but is highly qualified in doing Karma Kanda, Satkarma Nipno Vipro, Mantra Tanta Visharada, Avaishnava Guru na Syad, Vaishnava Sapacha Guru. So here the difference is made between a Vaishnava and Vaishnava Guru who is a Swapacha. मतलब कुत्ते का मीट खाने वाला वैष्णव नहीं. अभी ये 4 नियम के तो बाहर चला गया. पहले खाता था, अभी नहीं खा रहा है, ध्यान देना. ऐसा नहीं बोलना प्रभु जी वो तो स्वपच वैष्णव है. स्वपच वैष्णव कुछ नहीं होता है. वैष्णव मतलब स्वपच नहीं है वो. पहले ही वॉज फ्रॉम स्वपच फैमिली, but now he is not a Swapacha family. He is not following that. He has given up Swapacha. So anybody who is a Vaishnava or Guru, he must be pure first. He should not be eating meat. How can he be a pure Guru if he is eating meat? He is from Swapacha family. Then it is okay. Now he has given up his family, he has taken up initiation from Gurudev, and he has now given up all such sinful activities. Then he is considered a Vaishnava. How can one become Vaishnava? He is eating meat also. He is not a Vaishnava. How can you say? He can be Vaishnava in a very low order, but he cannot be Guru then. कृष्ण तत्व बेता होना चाहिए उसको, और उसके लिए उसका फिर हैबिट्स भी अच्छा होना चाहिए, प्रॉपर होना चाहिए. सो षट कर्म मीन्स यजन याजन पठन पाठन दान प्रतिग्रह. दिस इज वैष्णव ड्यूटी, ब्राह्मण ड्यूटी. So these are basically karma kandas. And even for normal brahmana also, because these are the activities. So mantra tantra visharada, he is very much expert in chanting the mantra and tantras. Very visharada. Visharada means very expert in the science of in Vedic knowledge, a subject of Vedic knowledge. But still, if he is not a Vaishnava, he cannot be Guru. This is said by Padma Puran. Now, what kind of Guru? Can he not teach me mantra for mantra and tantra? Can he not teach me? No, he can teach that mantra. For that he can be Guru, but he cannot be Guru in delivering one from this material world. And Prabhupada clearly says he is only the real Guru. Others are simply total नाम के लिए Guru. जैसे sometimes schools they say children are not respecting us. They say, they complain. And we are teachers, we are Guru. But then actually they are only subject teachers. Real Guru means he has to have knowledge of Supreme Brahman, absolute truth. Then he is a real Guru. Like that. So this we have learnt in Guru Parampara. The real Guru is not one who is simply teachers of material subjects. If economic development and material comforts could drive away one's lamentation for family, social, national and international inabilities, then Arjuna would have said that even unrivaled kingdom would not have said unrivaled kingdom on the earth of supremacy like that of demigod in the heavenly planets would be unable to drive away his lamentation. He sought therefore refuge in Krishna consciousness. Yes. So these cannot drive away our lamentation. So whenever we go into lamentation, one thing we should understand that our lamentation are nothing but our own delicacies created by our karmic reactions. This all family, social, national, international, all is what? These are all created by humans actually. And these are nothing but creation of their own karma. So like on your, like we can understand in one sense, table is there, dining table. On dining table many dishes are there kept. So एक खट्टा है, एक मीठा है, एक दोनों का मिक्स है, खट्टा मीठा, और एक कड़वा है. So for कड़वा when we eat कड़वा ऐसे करेंगे, खट्टा अलग ही हमारा response होगा. But what are all these? These are cooked by our own self. So different life events are nothing but they are different dishes on the dining table of our life duration. And when we eat those own karmic dishes, then we say lamentation, sometimes joy. So we have only created. So that's why what we have created cannot solve our problem. That's why we have mentioned the lamentation for family. We have only created these all things, and these we are trying to solve the problems through our own creation. वो नहीं होने वाला है. That's why we have to go to the root. The root is we are detached from our original existence. That we are not this body, we are soul. In this ignorance that we are not this body, this ignorance means we are this body and we are not the soul. We have created all this karma, and then in this ignorance we want to solve the problem. That is not going to happen. We have to come to the right knowledge and then seek shelter of a spiritual master. Then we can understand slowly that how I have been entangled in the karmic reaction of my own karma. By perfection of knowledge, slowly what happens that we come out of our karmic reaction. This is also Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavad Gita introduction we have discussed. So Gita, what Gita is teaching actually is it is perfecting our knowledge. When we become perfect in knowledge, we get perfect detachment, and then we can nicely do bhakti, or it is like a simultaneous, you can say. Bhakti you are doing, and that you are also gaining knowledge. So your knowledge is getting perfecting, and detachment is also becoming more and more ripen. So that is why it's mentioned here. These things cannot solve because these are like fruitive activities which we have created by our own karma, and we think that I have created something A B C D. I will again create E F G H, and that E F and G H will counteract the A B C D. ऐसा नहीं होने वाला. So everything we cannot decide. So therefore, one karmic reaction cannot finish another karmic reaction. Shinne punne marta lokam vishanti. When the result of pious activities are finished, one falls down. So Prabhupada says even going to higher planet there is no use. Not only making peace in this world without Krishna consciousness is useful, rather even if going to heavenly planet also thinking that they will enjoy, वो भी बेकार है. तो दोनों सोल्यूशन नहीं है. सोल्यूशन ये है कि ठीक है, मटेरियल लाइफ वन हैज टू गो थ्रू बिकॉज ही हैज अ बॉडी, बट टेक टू कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस एंड आल्सो टेक टू और बैलेंस विद मटेरियल लाइफ. दिस इज सोल्यूशन. और कुछ सोल्यूशन नहीं है. बस दवाई भी खाओ, खाना भी खाओ, ऐसे, क्योंकि हम बीमारी में हैं. सो ओके, दिस इज डन. संजय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुडाकेश परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्द उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः. Yes, bro.
Sanjay said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent.
Dhritarashtra must have been very glad to understand that Arjuna was not going to fight. अभी तो बहुत खुश हो गया धृतराष्ट्र जी. But when he says Parantapa, who? Sanjay is saying here Parantapa. It means although Arjuna for the time being is overwhelmed with a false grief, he has surrendered now to Krishna, and so Krishna will protect him. Surrender to God is not weakness and without solution. This we should understand. Surrender to God is not weakness and without solution, which many times karmis they think, what is this? These people will never become successful by doing that. So karmi people, they have too much faith in their hard work. Their concept is simply eat, drink and be merry. Bas. And just to cover up their lamentation, what they do? They either try to keep themselves very much busy, क्योंकि लाइफ में बहुत लैमेंटेशन है उनके. अब उसको खत्म करने के लिए समटाइम व्हेन डिवोटीज दे थिंक हाउ कर्मी लिव्स, लेट अस कंटेम्पलेट. कंटेम्पलेशन करने को कभी चाहिए व्यक्ति को कि इतना दुख में होने के बाद भी सुख से कैसे जी रहा है ये व्यक्ति. तो वो भी सोचने वाली बात है. एक तो इग्नोरेंस में हो सकता है व्यक्ति, इसलिए लाइक समबडी सेड टू प्रभुपाद, स्वामी जी वी आर आल्सो हैप्पी, व्हाट डू यू थिंक? So Prabhupada said, you are seeing that pig. Prabhupada said that pig is also thinking is happy. You are like that. So pig is in gutter also thinking is happy. Prabhupada is very direct sometimes. So, therefore, so they want to cover up, actually, they cover up their misery with some another kind of hopeful enjoyment. That's why they commit lot of sins. बिकॉज उनको कुछ मिलता नहीं ऑप्शन पॉजिटिव, तो वो सिंफुल एक्टिविटी करना चालू कर देते हैं, पिएंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे। क्यों? बिकॉज उनके लाइफ में बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेशन है, उसको छिपाने के लिए वो पाप करना चालू करते हैं। नूनम प्रमत्ता कुरुते विकर्म यद इंद्रिय प्रीते आपनिनोति। वन हु हैज गोल ऑफ इंद्रिय प्रीति, सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन इन लाइफ, he gets lot of frustration actually. Therefore you find धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष। तो काम के बाद मोक्ष क्यों कैसे आ जाता है? इतना फास्ट एडवांसमेंट कैसे हो गया? धर्म अर्थ काम, काम के बाद क्या आना चाहिए? शांति आना चाहिए ना। somebody is enjoying, then he should be happy and peaceful. तो धर्म अर्थ काम एंड आनंद एंड सुख ऐसा आना चाहिए। बट धर्म अर्थ काम के बाद मोक्ष क्यों आ जाता है? Why the last stage is moksha? It means even after properly enjoying also materialistic life, it will give you frustration. And then that frustrated person will want to go for moksha. But it's totally not matching. Dharma, artha, काम, moksha. ये क्या मतलब? ये प्रोसेस है क्या? Like dharma, artha, काम, moksha. Is it a process? It's like उसको इतना जल्दी जंप करा दिया। तो प्रभुपाद बोलते हैं ये होता नहीं एक जीवन में, कई जीवन के बाद होता है ये धर्म अर्थ काम, फिर बाद में मोक्ष के लिए जाने को। तो मतलब तभी प्रोसेस होता है। इट मीन्स इट टेक्स many lives, because he gets frustrated, again he thinks no I have to still enjoy, again he takes dharma arth काम, again he gets frustrated, again he takes, then at last बहुत समय के बाद वो मोक्ष के लिए ट्राई मारता है। And one who has not taken to धार्मिक life, what is his goal? पाप। उसको तो पाप ही दिखता है, बस पाप में ही सुख है। Then he commits sinful activities. And that's why karmis, they hide their lamentation, and they do lot of sins then actually. And then by doing sin, actually person becomes double character, he becomes duplicitous actually. Because earlier he was little pious, he could at least recognize himself and speak right to, means he can open his heart to somebody, speak truthfully, work honestly. But after committing sin, he becomes totally you can say dirty, and then he will become duplicitous, because he has to still be presentable in the outside world, so he will speak something else even though he is committing sin. So therefore the answer to, or the solution to all this process is to take to process or to surrender to spiritual master. A spiritual master is like a father. He will say beta is ye mat karo, ye karo, do this activity, don't do this activity. So such kind of living entity who are suffering in this material world, they need shelter actually. They need shelter because Maya is just batting them with so many kicks, and so that person has to take shelter. Dhritarashtra is thinking that his sons will win because now Arjuna has surrendered. Surrender means अब लड़ाई नहीं करेगा, but उनको पता नहीं है धृतराष्ट्र को कि Krishna is not going to leave all these things like that. It's a Krishna's desire to kill his sons. He does not know that. Sanjay is mentioning the name Rishikesh, controller of senses, indicates that now Lord will make Arjuna manifest intelligence to engage in the battle. By using the word Govinda, the knower of all the Vedas, he suggests that Lord will make Arjuna accept the dharma to fight. Now two words used here, Acharya says, Rishikesh and Govinda. So Rishikesh means controller of senses. So Krishna will make Arjuna manifest intelligence. It means what? Krishna will control the senses of Arjuna, and then Krishna will manifest his intelligence. Arjuna will say, I will fight now. Right now he is not able to decide ना, intelligence काम नहीं कर रहा है, doubtful है. Now Arjuna का mind control कर लेंगे भगवान, senses control कर लेंगे, and then Arjuna will show his intelligence. I will fight Lord. Secondly, it is said here, Govinda word is used, the knower of all Vedas. Who is Govinda? So Govinda has many meaning. We know that one who gives pleasure to senses. That is the real meaning. Pleasure to cow, pleasure to senses. But another meaning Acharya says, the knower of all Veda is called Govinda. So Krishna is a knower of all dharma, all the Vedas. And so he will give that realization to Arjuna, that Arjuna will accept the dharma of fighting. Because Krishna is a knower of Vedas. So he says, Vedant Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham. Vedavid, I am the knower of Vedanta. So I will make Arjuna also knower of Vedanta now. He will also accept Veda. He will also accept Dharma, and he will fight now. Just see now. So therefore, Acharya says that Sanjaya is breaking the confidence, false confidence of Dhritarashtra, that now Arjuna has surrendered to God, and now he will become helpless, and he will give up the fight, and now kingdom will belong to my sons. But Sanjay is breaking his hope by saying, Rishikesh is there, Govinda is there. Don't worry now. And these two words will solve the problem. तमुवाच ऋषिकेश प्रसन्निव तमुवाच ऋषिकेश प्रसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विसीदन्तम् इदं वच.
O descendant of Bharata, at that time, Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the stricken Arjuna.
Ah. So yeah, one thing actually, yes, here Acharya says that grief-stricken Arjuna has now surrendered in 7th sloka. Now Krishna cannot laugh very loudly, because for a surrendered person, if surrendered person comes, then he has to see, if two friends are there, they can laugh. Because why? They can laugh on each other. बहुत मजे से laugh कर सकते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि उसमें उनका कुछ responsibility नहीं है. He is laughing just with full understanding में, अरे इसने ये गड़बड़ किया है, वाह बहुत हंसेगा, वो भी हंसेगा. बट अगर वो एक पर्सन सरेंडर कर देता है, then if he laughs, then other person think, अरे I have surrendered and making so much great fun of me. I am not your friend now, I am your disciple, don't laugh too much. So therefore here the word is used here, प्रहसन इव. उतना जोर से नहीं हंसे, स्माइल किया भगवान ने, क्योंकि अब भगवान को पता लगा सरेंडर हो गया ये. तो भगवान तो हंसने वाले थे ठाके मार के, लेकिन अभी हंसे नहीं उतना. तो आचार्य says he did not laugh too much because now Arjuna has surrendered. So Arjuna now still the laugh, still smiling is there, because his friend has taken to discipleship. As Lord of all, he is always in superior position as the master of everyone. Yet Lord agrees to be friend, son, lover, or for a devotee who wants him in such a role. But when he was accepted as the master, he at once assumed the role and talked to the disciple like the master, with gravity, as it is required. Whenever the discussion happens between dependent and superior, there is a need of gravity. It's important. And need of seriousness. It does not mean that one should not encourage. Krishna encourages also. In future Bhagavad Gita, Krishna encourages Arjuna so much. Krishna is empathizing with Arjuna so much. At the same time, the gravity has to be there. It appears that the talk between master and disciple was openly exchanged in the presence of both the armies. See here, what I am mentioning is mentioned. Because now Arjuna took position of a student, laughing would be improper. Thus Krishna suppressed his laugh by closing his lips. Instead he slightly smiled, prasanniva. Because now he had taken to discipleship. Shri Bhagavan uvacha asocyananvasocastvam pragyavadam sabhasase gatasun agatam sumscha nanu sochanti panditaha.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead.
Now from here, Sankhya Yoga is going to begin. Sankhya philosophy, analysis of body and soul. From 11 to 30 shloka, this is going to be there. And this is highly philosophical. ठीक है, सब लोग सोना नहीं है, अलार्म लगा के साथ में बैठो, क्योंकि अभी नींद आने के चांसेस हैं. अभी आत्मा के बारे में डिस्कशन, अभी कुछ बॉडी और आत्मा, बॉडी आत्मा, यही डिस्कशन होने वाला है अभी. So the first of all, when guru and disciple they meet, and there is a serious topic is going to be spoken, and disciple has done a very great misunderstanding he has got in his life, and he meets a guru and surrenders. Then guru, at first instance only, he chastises him because of his misunderstanding. अभी तक अर्जुन ने पहले चैप्टर में 46 श्लोका बोल दी, मतलब 46 श्लोका हो गया, यहाँ पे भी ऑलमोस्ट 10 श्लोका हो गया, अभी तक कुछ सोल्यूशन नहीं निकल के आ रहा है. भगवान ने अब बोला चल अभी चालू होगा. नाउ द रियल मूवी स्टार्ट्स. So here he immediately chastises him. असोच्यान अन्वसोचस्तम, अन्वसोचस्तम, असोच्यान, जिसके बारे में लैमेंटेशन करना ही नहीं है, तुम उसके बारे में रो रहा है. And pragyavadam bhasase, you are showing that you have great wisdom. Pragya ho, vadams means you are speaking a word of wisdom. Bhasase, you are speaking. And what is that? What is your lamentation? What is your all inquiries? Gatasun agatam sumsha. So Acharya gives some different understanding about it. Means आत्मा जब शरीर में रहती है और आत्मा जब शरीर को छोड़ के चली जाती है, गतासुन अगताम सुनच. गतासुन मतलब छोड़ के चली गई, अगता मतलब नहीं छोड़ के गई है आत्मा. इन दोनों कंडीशन में अगर आप दुखी हो, लैमेंटेशन करते हो, तो तुम पंडित नहीं हो. यू आर नॉट अ पंडिता. कृष्णा सेज इन लिविंग और डेथ कंडीशन you should not lament. So as we mentioned in the beginning, Arjuna's lamentation is here focused, and this is called Madhusudan. So here he is hitting on his lamentation that you are simply lamenting about a living or dead condition, which is not should be lamented actually. So Prabhupada says that okay, you are talking like a learned man, but you do not know who is the learned. One who knows what is body and what is soul does not lament on any state of the body, neither in the living or a dead condition. Okay. So can we lament or not? Here, what is mentioned here, whenever lamentation has to be done, directly or indirectly, it should connect to upliftment of our soul. Arjuna is not able to uplift his soul or duty towards his soul by his lamentation. For an example, if a student fails in exam, he is doing his duty for studying. Shall he not lament? He should lament. Then how this verse is applicable? He should lament, but he should not give up his duty towards God. He should continue doing his duty towards God. And duty towards God does not mean simply doing his studies. Means he has to also read Bhagavad Gita. He has to also chant some holy name. And he has to also work for his studies. He has to continue that. It means even after lamentation, he has not given up the process of uplifting his soul. Arjuna is giving up the process only. लड़ाई नहीं करना मेरे को. Lamentation बहुत ज़्यादा. Like कई लोग suicide कर लेते हैं. After failure in exam or failure in life, they commit suicide. So that kind of lamentation is not allowed. Too much frustration, too much stress. Why? For what reason? Because too much bodily attachment. So that lamentation is not allowed. If somebody is doing job and then he is deadline he has to achieve, he has to meet the deadline. So then he said, I have no time for hearing, reading. Okay, then he cut, pura, ekdam fast. Day and night he is doing because company is about to launch some project. Okay, you can do it. How many? 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, 5 week, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. After certain time, you cannot be continuing the same habits. Otherwise, all your eagerness, seriousness will turn into frustration, dissatisfaction ultimately, because you are not feeding your soul. You're not feeding your soul, and that lamentation is not lifting your soul. So directly, indirectly, our lamentation should connect to spiritual duties. It should not be given up. The spiritual duties must continue. At the same time, our material duties should also continue. So देखो कभी क्या होता है, whenever, most of the time what happens, whenever lamentation comes, the first of all what we give up is spiritual faith. Faith ही उड़ जाता है. First we give spiritual faith, and then we become irresponsible in our material duties also. So that is what Krishna is saying. You should not be lamenting in that way, Arjuna. Because in living condition, dead condition, this is not worthy for lamentation. Lamentation should be done only to improve our thought process, only to improve our responsibilities towards lifting our soul, towards connecting ourselves with Lord, actually. So that is our responsibility. So that is what he mentioned here. Now, yes, Arjuna argued that religious principles should be given up more importance than politics and or sociology. So that we discussed already. But Krishna is saying that soul is more important than your religious formulas or even politics or sociology. Because he was lacking the knowledge, he should have not posed in the well-learned person. Okay. Body is born and is destined to be vanquished today or tomorrow. Therefore, body is not as important as the soul. Yeah, this is another thing. Sariram adyam khalu dharma sadhanam. Sariram is not so much important as Atma. Actually, I read one value education book. There was one story where ultimately the writer writes, therefore, caring for body is as important as caring for soul. I caught that point. Never. It's never the same. Krishna here, he's not saying that. Body is not as important as the soul at any time. It may appears that we are spending more time with the body, but it is not like that. Immediately, because we are conscious. Prabhupada says in many purports, even though devotees may work like karmi, but they are conscious. That is the difference between non-devotee and devotee. They are conscious of Krishna. So don't judge people by activities. So therefore, body is not as important as soul, because body is not at all important if soul is not there. If soul is there, then only its importance is felt. So like that. So if soul goes away, then where is the question of body? All beautiful, all powerful, all majestic body, it falls to death and it is burned or cremated, finished. So the whole body is depending upon the soul. So how can dependent be more powerful than his source of life? It's not possible. This is wrong philosophy. So many times the values people, they too much ज़्यादा values पढ़ाने लगते तो ये निकल के आता है उनके दिमाग से. Okay. Here Acharya says Gata Sun means, if you say Gata Sun means gross body, subtle body. So life air, when some person dies, so then life air leaves gross body and goes with the subtle body into new body. लाइफ मतलब प्राण वायु. प्राण वायु ये जो स्थूल शरीर को छोड़ देती है, ग्रॉस बॉडी को छोड़ के सटल बॉडी के साथ अगले शरीर में जाती है, उसको बोलते हैं ट्रांसमाइग्रेशन ऑफ द सोल फ्रॉम वन बॉडी टू अनदर. सो आचार्य सेज हियर दैट गतासुन मीन्स निकल के जाना, असुन मीन्स प्राण वायु, गता मीन्स ही हैज लेफ्ट द बॉडी, सो गता मीन्स ग्रॉस बॉडी. So Arjuna should not lament when Pranavayu has left the gross body or when Pranavayu has not left the subtle body. It means he has gone to next body with subtle body. So in both cases Arjuna should not lament. That is what Acharya is saying. बात सही है. मरते समय या अगला जन्म लेते समय क्यों lament कर रहे हो बाबा, या तो जीते समय. So when Pranavayu is with subtle body, it can be the case while he is taking birth, or it can be case while he is living also. And when Pranavayu leaves the gross body, it means it's a death condition. So Prabhupada is saying the same thing. Either in living or dead condition, you should not lament. So this is a thing actually. Yes, Prabhu. Kya question hai?
Prabhuji, when we speak about not lamenting, in dead or like in living, well, so many times it sounds like it is being told to be emotionless, and being emotionless means dead. Means then what is the difference between then a person being a human being and a dead matter? Because
No, we
human means like emotion. So
just now I discussed what is a constructive lamentation. Lamentation means directly, indirectly, we should worry about uplifting our soul. Like even after you lament for any situation, what you think after that? Okay, I should not become too much angry with this person, or I should not become, uh, you can say, too much bogged up with this kind of event which happened in my life. Means you come to your senses. Lamentation
Mm.
can be there, but it should not drive us to doing something wrong or giving up the duty for our own material duties as well as also our spiritual duties. It should not drive us in that zone. So lamentation can be feeling, but that feeling should not result into a wrong consequences. That is mentioned here. So Arjuna is
Okay.
lamenting and also going in the wrong direction actually. So therefore, he's saying, Krishna is saying this is not good actually. It's not said that one should not sow the lamentation because it will happen, it's a natural thing. Krishna also wept
Mm.
tears when all the Kauravas they were killed. So he also wept tear with everyone. But he did not said that okay, this Duryodhana troubled you a lot, I will not burn his body. Arjuna, never, no need to burn his body now. Leave it to be eaten by dogs. No, he did the dharma for him. So even the lamentation was there, some anger may be there with other. Krishna does not become angry, means angry in the sense is a transcendental anger, not material anger. But still, he wants that conditioned soul as well as any kind of the people, they should be doing their duties to advance themselves in a spiritual direction. So ये important है. Somebody asked this question to Chila Prabhupada कि Arjuna lamented for his death of his son Abhimanyu. What do you say about it? After speaking all the knowledge of Gita. So Prabhupada said, but Arjuna never gave up the duty, even after lamenting for his son. So that is the important thing. He did not give up the duty.
Yeah.
नत्वेवाहं जातु नासं नत्मे नत्वं निमे जनाधिपा न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयम् अतः परम्. Yes, bro.
Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be.
Upanishad, it is said, Shvetasvatar Upanishad, it said, Supreme Personality of Godhead is the maintainer of innumerable living entities in terms of their different situations according to the individual work and reaction of the work. So yes, so who is maintaining? Supreme Personality of Godhead. Different situations means if somebody is a dog, his situation is different. If somebody is a human, his situation is different. And then according to his individual work and reaction of work. So these all things are considered when Lord maintains somebody. Uh, so this is a Katha Upanishad. Nityo nityanam chetnas chetnanam eko bahunam yo vidhati kaman tam atma stham he ye anupashyanti dhiras tesham santi shashvati netaresham. So this we know. Basically, we hear these two lines very much. Nityo Nityanam. Nityo. Krishna is Nitya. Nitya means eternal. And we are also eternal. So this is plural form of Nitya. Krishna is also cognizant and we are also cognizant. But we are in plural form. Means we are not one, we are many. Eko bahunam yo vidhati kaman. This one person, Nitya or Chetnas, and there are many person like Nityanam and Chetna. So these many people, they desire so many things and their desires are fulfilled by this Eka. Means Krishna fulfills our desires. He maintains us actually. It's mentioned here. Yo vidhati, many kinds of desires, kaman, are fulfilled by Eka. Tam atma stham ye anupashyanti dhiras. Tesham santi shashvati netra. Means one who understands this, he becomes a dhira and he gets santi. So okay, so understanding this concept is very important. That Krishna is a maintainer, because in modern times people don't get job, then they give up bhakti also, or they have less faith. So this is one very outright saying that if Krishna has given, like any father, if he has given birth to his son, will he not maintain him? If it applies to like a simple father of material world, why can't it apply to Supreme Personality of Godhead? Will he not maintain him? And for that person who is doing his devotional service, why will not maintain him? So therefore, the word also here added the different situations, individual work and reaction of work. So one individual has to take responsibility in this situation. These three things. Krishna will maintain me according to my situation, according to my work, and according to my reaction of work. So it does not mean Krishna will kill him. No, it never says here. Krishna will maintain means Krishna maintain करेंगे उसको. भगवान उसको भी खिलाएंगे, चींटी को खिलाएंगे, हाथी को भी खिलाएंगे, तो उसको भी खिलाएंगे. तो ये फेथ होना चाहिए. Like if somebody who's a very cruel person, he is also having a family, and he is feeding his wives, and he is feeding his children. Such a cruel man like Meghrari or Balmiki he was. So they have their family and he is feeding them. It means he has affection for them. A cruel person has affection for somebody. Yes. So if a cruel person can have affection for somebody who is giving him some sense gratification, some kind of solace, some kind of help in his life, why can't Krishna maintain a devotee who is coming and telling Krishna, I am chanting your holy name. Krishna, I am offering you some bhoga. Krishna, I am offering you obeisances. Why can't Krishna maintain? तो भगवान के घर में अंधेर नहीं है. देर हो सकती है लेकिन अंधेर नहीं है. ये ध्यान देना है. तो दिस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग. इवन दो मटेरियलिस्टिक वर्ल्ड में प्रोक्लेम दैट नाउ वी हैव नथिंग टू ईट, नथिंग टू लिव, सब बेकार हो गया. But Krishna devotee should not become discouraged. We have to also do some good thing in the world to create, like Prabhupada says, create farm community, create some natural kind of living. That we have to do. And even if you do not do, if you are worshipping Krishna, Krishna will maintain. This faith one should have. I am not saying that Krishna will give now A2 milk only. A1 milk से maintain होना पड़ेगा बाद में. और पेस्टिसाइड भी खा के जीना पड़ सकता है, वो बात की बात है, लेकिन फिर भी कृष्णा मेंटेन करेंगे. So this Prabhupada is saying here. Now the Mayavadi theory that after liberation individual soul separated by covering of Maya will merge into impersonal Brahman. This never happens. We know that. We are always individual. We are always individual. Like if you Prabhupada gives another example, like a parrot goes into a tree. Parrot looks green, tree looks green. So when parrot becomes invisible in the tree, it does not mean that now parrot has lost its identity. Parrot is still there sitting in some branch. It is not visible, but so it's like that actually. Impersonal Brahman also, even if you go there, you will still be there. You will never lose your identity. If individuality were not a fact, then Krishna would not have stressed in so much even for the future. So this verse, as it says, Natve Vaham Jatu Nasam Natme Vinime Janadipa Na Chaiva Na Bhavishyamaha Sarvevaya Mataparam. There was never the time when these individual souls, the Raja which you are seeing, they did not exist. Now the time is not. Now also they are existing. And in future also, the time will never come that they will not exist. As a soul, they will always be existing. Their body may change, but they will always be existing. So this is a whole understanding. The Prabhupada is mentioning here individuality, or Krishna is stressing here individuality of the soul. Ki never the time will come, even after spiritual perfection, the soul will always remain individual. It will never be lost. इसका individuality खत्म नहीं होगा. So this is what Prabhupada mentioning. Okay. When one accepts Krishna as the ordinary man, Gita loses all the importance. The Mayavadi argues that the plurality mentioned in this verse is conventional, and that refers to the body. But previous to this verse, such bodily conception already condemned. After condemning the bodily conception of living entity, how was it possible for Krishna to place a conventional proposition on the body again? Therefore, individuality is mentioned on the spiritual ground and is confirmed by the great Acharya like the Sri Ramanujacharya and others. So Mayavadi, what they're saying, till the time I have this body, I will be individual. Once my body is finished, I may merge into Supreme Brahman. तो मायावादी बोल रहे हैं कि ये जो इंडिविजुअलिटी बोला है ये शरीर के लिए बोला है. जब तक शरीर है आई एम एलोन, आई हैव माई बॉडी एंड आई एम सोल बोथ. Once I become perfect, liberated, I merge into Supreme Brahman. So they are saying, but Prabhupada is saying, last verse में इतना bodily conception के बारे में बोला है. So how can Krishna speak on the same bodily conception this shloka? He's saying that Krishna is talking about soul now from 11th shloka. कि soul body में है या नहीं है, या तो इस बॉडी को छोड़ दिया है या दूसरे बॉडी में चला गया. तो why you're lamenting? He's talking about that. So he's focusing on the soul. Now the second shloka when Krishna is speaking, soul was always there taking another body. He is right now there taking this body, and he will be there in future also taking another body. Now we can also extrapolate that he will never lose his identity, because soul is always there. He's just changing bodies. This is what Prabhupada is mentioning. Therefore, the individuality is maintained on the spiritual ground and is thus confirmed by the great Acharya Sri Ramanujacharya and others. And it is clearly mentioned that in many places in Gita, the spiritual individuality is understood by those who are devotees of the Lord. Those who are envious of Krishna have no bona fide access to great literature. This non-devotee approach of the teaching of Gita is something like that of a bee licking on a bottle of honey. One cannot have a taste of honey unless one opens the bottle. Similarly, the mysticism of Bhagavad Gita can be understood only by devotees, and no one else can taste it. So this example is given, honey licking from outside of the bottle. Who are those? Mayavadis or others, because they are not able to approach the inside honey. So they are simply licking from outside. So those who are not devotees, they have no access to the mysticism of Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, the Mayavadi explanation of Gita is most misleading presentation of the whole truth. Okay, now some Mataji can read. Jai Shri Radha Devidasi Mataji, you can read. देहिनो अस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर्धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति.
As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from the boyhood to youth to the old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at the death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change.
Yes. Two things are there. The subtle body is indestructible until we get liberation, and gross body is destructible at every death. At every death, gross body finishes, and subtle body is indestructible until we get liberation. So now one has to have these two understanding clear in his brain or in his consciousness कि शरीर तो खत्म होगा ही, मन खत्म नहीं होने वाला, इंटेलिजेंस खत्म नहीं होने वाला जब तक मैं मुक्त नहीं होऊंगा. So therefore one can, and finally we are Atma, which will never be finished, which will never be finished. So one should have this clear understanding कि जो खत्म होने वाला है उसके ऊपर दुख करने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि वो खत्म ही होने वाला है, आज नहीं तो कल. और जो खत्म नहीं होने वाला है उसको हम we can make it better, or we can because see, when mind, intelligence and ego, when they are finished, it means the question can be raised, if gross body is finished, will we suffer more, or if mind, intelligence, ego, if they are finished, will we suffer more? उन दोनों में suffering किस में ज़्यादा है? Surely to give up subtle body is not easy. Give up subtle body is to give up one's conception. Giving up material body, gross body is simply like a cloth. But to give up one's opinion, to give up one's attachments is not easy, which are sitting in our subtle body. To give up subtle body is very difficult. And subtle body Krishna will not take us away until we ourselves work for giving it up. Gross body he will take it away even if you work or not. He will take it away. But subtle body he is not going to take it away until we work for it, until we want liberation. So ultimately, suffering lies where? Material world, when we say it's a dukhalaya shashvatam, the suffering lies where? Suffering lies in subtle body. Because gross body anyway taken away, then where is my suffering? It's still there in the body of preta sarira. तो subtle body is a प्रेत शरीर, प्रेत भूत का शरीर है वो, प्रेत शरीर. So that प्रेत शरीर troubles a person with so many desires, attachments, raga dvesha. So this is important. So knowing this thing that dehino asmin yatha, the dehi means one who possesses the deha. Means the possessor of the body is called dehi, means atma को देही बोलते हैं, and deha means this body. So dehino asmin yatha dehe. So in this deha, this dehi is there, and what this dehi is doing? Dehi is changing deha from kaumaram, yaunam, jara, and then at the time of death another body. And those who are dhira, when they see such kind of change, they don't get bewildered by such change, because they know that body by nature will change. Gross body by nature it will change. So it's like that. So therefore he says that you are just when you are killing body of this Bhishma and Drona, anyway that body is going to be finished actually. So you should not lament for that body which is going to be finished. Rather, he should rejoice for changing the body from old to new ones, thereby rejuvenating their energy. Yes, so एक तरीके में ऐसा बोल सकते हैं. This is one thing, but some people fear because they have attachment to previous life and they are not certain which kind of body they are going to get. So uncertainty about future brings fear in us, and bad result of past brings lamentation in us. So this happens, and you can say ignorant understanding of present brings illusion in us. So why we are ignorant understanding? We do not know. Like अभी हम सोचते सब मस्त है, एकदम अच्छा है. तो illusion is in present. In past lamentation, when we remember past, we lament, and for future we fear actually. So Bhishma and Drona, being noble souls, were surely going to have a spiritual body in the next life. So you should not worry about them. They are going to get next life. See, therefore you find Dadichi Muni. He gave up his body very bindas. No worry. He did not worry. And he was just testing demigods, asking some questions. Why I should give up my body? Nobody gives up his body. Everybody is attached to one's body. You are asking all demigods to give up my body. Dadichi Muni gave body without much consideration. No worry. Because he knew that I am not this body, and this body is going to be changed anyway. And if I am changing my body for good purpose, for dharma, then it is very good. Like somebody called, we are working hard for, because now Kumbh Mela is there, so we are arranging for so many people to take bath. So almost 80,000-90,000 rupees are getting spent. So what to be done? So I said, see, you are using so much money and you are also earning so much money. So it's so nice that you are using money for dharma. So money should be used for dharma. Dharma se hi apavargasya na arthayo artha kalpate. And dharma should be for apavarga, surely. But whatever, money should be used for dharma. Because through dharma money comes, dharma artha. And then dharma has to be flourished more, because then person Nehayat karma dharmaya na viragaya kalpate. Any karma, when it does not lead to dharma, that karma is useless. Any dharma, if it does not lead to renunciation, it is useless. Any renunciation, if it does not lead to service to Supreme Lord, then it is useless. जीवन अपि मृतो ही सा, ऐसा जीवन बेकार है. तो कर्म धर्म को लीड होना चाहिए, धर्म वैराग्य को, और वैराग्य भक्ति को लीड होना चाहिए, लाइक दैट. So this is spoken by Devahuti, Mother Devahuti in third canto. So here their bodies are taken away, but they will be going to spiritual world, so you should not worry. Yes, another thing, Mayavadi's theory of oneness and spirit soul cannot be entertained. On the ground, the spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces as a fragmental portion. Now, if somebody can ask Mayavadi, okay, Mayavadi, we are going to merge into Supreme Brahman. Now, how we became individual, can you tell right now? So then they may say कि no, हमने भगवान को सुप्रीम ब्रह्मन को लेके काटा, चाकू से काट के छोटे छोटे सोल बना के संसार में बांट दिए. So Prabhupada says you cannot entertain this oneness of a spirit soul, because the spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces as a fragment portion. Such cutting into different individual soul would make supreme claimable or changeable against the principle of supreme soul being unchangeable. So if right now we are individual, how we become individual, can you answer? You cannot answer, because you may say you can cut, but cutting is not allowed, because unchangeable. The Brahman, the definition of Brahman itself is a bikara. It does not have any change. So you cannot cut Brahman. So how can you cut Supreme Brahman, Para Brahman, into many small Brahmans? That is not possible. So if that is not possible, then how can mingling will possible? How can I mingle with the Supreme Brahman? That is also not possible. If I mingle, then how I can become differentiated? That is also not possible. So therefore it is said, it is in Gita, all of us are known as Sanatan. Means we are eternal. So we are eternally individual, it means. So at any time, if you are individual, it means, and you are called it Sanatan, it means you have to be individual all the time. The two words we can understand. If you are any time individual and you are also called Sanatan, it means you are individual for all the time. Because from the definition of Brahman, abhikara, कुछ विकार, कुछ changes नहीं होते ब्रह्मन में. Brahman means undifferentiated. इस definition is, मतलब उसको आप अलग नहीं कर सकते, वो एकदम पानी पानी मान लो, whole water. So you cannot decide one molecule, two molecule, three molecule. जैसा है वैसा. तो अगर सारे आत्मा ब्रह्मन में चले भी जाए, फिर भी वो आत्मा ही है, और फिर वही आत्मा इधर आ जाते हैं. तो दोनों कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो रहा है. बट दे आर सेइंग, ज्ञानीज, नो, व्हेन वी गो इनटू ब्रह्मन वी लूज आवर आइडेंटिटी, वी फिनिश. Then they cannot answer how I come back to material world once again. I become individual. So God should only come, na? If I become God, if according to Jnani's philosophy, tomorrow I'm going to become God, then tomorrow God also has to fall down and he has to also become individual. But no, God is Supreme Brahman actually. उनका कुछ ऐसा नहीं होता डिवीजन होता है. It's not like this. Even though he expands, but it does not mean like he's expanding and then again merging like us. It's not like that. So this kind of misunderstanding is there. They cannot resolve their own dilemmas. But here Vaishnava philosophy clearly says Sanatan means it's always Sanatan. Right now it's individual, tomorrow also individual. But once liberated, he lives in an eternal life in bliss and knowledge with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The theory of reflection can be applied to the super soul, who is present in each and every individual body, is known as a Paramatma. He is different from individual living entity. When the sky is reflected in water, the reflection represents both the sun and moon and the stars also. The stars can be compared to living entity and the sun and moon to the Supreme Lord. The individual fragment spirits is a reflection represented by the Arjuna, the Supreme Soul. They are not on the same level as it will be apparent in the beginning of the 4th chapter. If the Arjuna on the same level with the Krishna is not superior to Arjuna, then their relationship of instructor and the instructed becomes meaningless. If both of them are deluded by the illusory energy, then there is no need of one being the instructor and other being instructed. Such instruction would be useless, because in the clutches of Maya, no one can be authoritative instructor. Under the circumstances, it is admitted that Lord Krishna is superior in position So now the second thing which is Krishna is talking here, Srila Prabhupada is telling here, is the theory of reflection can be applied to the super soul who is present in each and every individual body and known as Paramatma. See, if we say that Paramatma can divide, means Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuto. Krishna is there at one place and he is dividing into many Paramatma. So somebody can question, if Atma cannot merge into Brahman and then cannot be separated later, you are saying, Gyanis may question us like that, then how can you say Paramatma is at one place and dividing into many tomorrow? ऐसा कैसे होता है? So then Prabhupada gives another understanding, reflection philosophy. Like if you have moon in the sky, you can have many pots of water down and you can see moon in every pot. Correct? It is possible. So you are seeing. So therefore, the Paramatma reflection or the Supreme Personality of Godhead reflection is there in everyone's heart. It's like that. So he's mentioning the reflection philosophy. Now again he's saying, now he's talking about something else. If you say tomorrow the Jiva becomes the Supreme Personality of Godhead by merging into Brahman, and now the Jiva is in illusion right now. So who is giving lecture now? Krishna is giving lecture. So, and Mayavadi they also say, whenever there is individuality you find in this world, that means that individuality is Maya. So they are saying even Krishna is also in Maya and Arjuna is also in Maya. And one is teaching other. So Prabhupada says they are ridiculous. What is the use of both of discussing in this Bhagavad Gita philosophy? So he is saying that Krishna is not in Maya, Arjuna is in Maya right now. And Krishna is superior than Arjuna. How? Like moon, sun and stars. Moon, sun and stars. So he's saying like that. So therefore stars are different and moon and sun are different. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a moon and sun and Arjuna is like a star. It's like that. And the stars can be compared to living entity. So therefore we cannot consider Arjuna on the same level with Krishna. It means Krishna never comes in Maya. And we can be covered by Maya. See, there is a many understanding given in the Bhagavatam also to understand this kind of philosophies. Basically, if we are in the reflection of sun and moon can be titillating in water. Like there is a water waves, or in the ocean there the waves are there. So the reflection of sun and moon can be up and down, but the sun and moon are not getting affected. So this is also said in the scriptures, we are reflection of God. So reflection of God, when it falls on the material surface, it can be up and down, it can be covered over, it can be sometimes you can say sometimes happy, sometimes conscious, sometimes unconscious. Means conscious of his own position, sometimes not. Means lot of changes. Bikar may happen. Bikar is happening for what? Reflection of God. But God is not affected. God is far from Maya. So reflection of God or reflection of Supreme Truth can be affected, means living entity can be affected, but God cannot be affected. This is also spoken in the scriptures. So we are discussing from many angles here. So therefore the Mayavadis, these are some doubts, Mayavadis doubts. When Supreme Brahman comes to this world, he takes the body of Maya and then he conducts many pastimes. Who says? Mayavadis. But Krishna says Atma Maya. My Maya, my body is different from this Maya. My body is internal potency. स्वरूप शक्ति का मेरा शरीर है, और जो ये शरीर जो जीवात्मा लेते हैं उनका शरीर महामाया का है, उनकी खुद की माया नहीं है, वो मेरी बहिरंग माया का शरीर लेके बैठे हैं, और मैं जो माया का शरीर लेके बैठा हूँ अंतरंग माया का शरीर है, इसलिए मेरा शरीर दूसरों से भिन्न है, ये भगवान बताते हैं. But they do not understand Mayavadi any difference between Maya. So they think that this Maya is the only Maya, and after going from this Maya, everything is Brahman. So they don't understand any variety in the spirituality. They think this Maya is only creating so many variety, material Maya. And if Krishna has to do any variety, he has to come to this material Maya and take this Maya and take this Maya body and do all this. So this is all फालतू का philosophy. ये clear philosophy नहीं है. It's not proper सिद्धांत. So variety is there here also and there also. So what we say, Vaishnava philosophy, that variety is there in the spiritual world, and that variety reflection is also there. उसका reflection ही तो इधर आ रहा है. So because variety is there in the reality, and that reality has become reflected into this material world in a perverted way, and therefore you are seeing the variety in this world. We say like that. But Mayavadi, they say कि no, varieties are only there in this material world, and these are all varieties are illusion actually. Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. Actually there is no variety in spirituality, because variety है ही नहीं. वहाँ पे सब ब्रह्मन है, एक ही, एक साथ सब एक ही दिखता है. वहाँ पे सब एक साथ मर्ज हो जाते हैं, सब भगवान बन जाते हैं. So they disregard variety, and they also disregard or they don't accept the existence of internal potency, Sarup Sakti. Because in spiritual world the variety exists because of Sarup Sakti, or the internal Radharani, the Yog Maya, internal potency. And in material world the variety exists because of Mahamaya. So variety is never the non-reality. Variety is the reality, but variety in material world is temporary, because it is a reflection, and in spiritual world it's a permanent. So this we have to understand. So when you accept variety, then only you can accept this philosophy very clearly. तो मायावादी के मन में क्या है कि वैरायटी नहीं होनी चाहिए. बहुत प्रॉब्लम है वैरायटी में इधर. So much problem in this material because of so many variety. We are fighting, we are loving also, we are fighting also, we are comparing also, because so many variety. Somebody is intelligent, he is fighting with a less intelligent, more intelligent. Somebody is having more opulence. सबका variety के कारण problem हो रहा है. Disparity, it is called disparity. So why Maya produces disparity in this world? Because he wants to give chances to different living entities to enjoy. And so therefore it creates struggle for existence for living entity in material world because of so much disparity. कोई like it is said कोई ज़्यादा अमीर है, बड़े बिजनेसमैन वाले छोटे बिजनेस को खा जाते हैं, है कि नहीं? They eat away the small business people. So why? Because they have lot of money and they can purchase their business. खत्म, उसका business चला गया. So because of this disparity, this material becomes the place of for struggle for existence. But in a spiritual world, even though there is a variety, but all of them understand we are servant of Krishna. All of them have similar goal, serve Krishna. And so there is no struggle for existence, and there are unlimited resources also. No resource का कोई limitation है ही नहीं. तो कुछ किसी को जॉब नहीं लेना वहाँ पे, सबको खाना खाने को मिलता है, सोने, मतलब they are not dependent upon any kind of eating, sleeping, mating, defending. They are simply loving Krishna. No any kind of dependence on necessity. Dependence on surrender, dependence on love of Krishna, that is there. ठीक है. आई थिंक कितना है, कौन सा श्लोक है? 13. Okay, any question? I think we have finished it. This is Acharya commentary. Any question? कोई question है किसी को? One Mataji had raised the hand earlier. हाँ, yes Mataji.
प्रभु जी, when you were talking about Brahman, you said कि उसमें अविकार है, मतलब कुछ changes नहीं होते, right प्रभु जी?
Correct. हाँ.
तो जब अगर ये definition है, तो जो मायावादी है, why do they, मतलब when somebody is merging, that means there is a change, right? तो but अगर अविकार लिखा हुआ है, तो फिर वो confusion ही क्यों?
See, that's why they are saying Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. Whatever you are seeing this world is a mithya. It does not exist only. So they are not accepting this world only. They are not accepting this world. So whatever things are happening in this world, they are rejecting it. So therefore they cannot define only this world. They are saying Jagat Mithya. If anything you ask, like Prabhupada says, na, कि okay, Swamiji, you are Jagat Mithya. So okay, like we hear na, Radhanath Maharaj has a past time. So this person, um, he was having nature calls, and then he was fighting with Radhanath Maharaj. Radhanath Maharaj says that, okay, you are saying Jagat Mithya, so he blocked the toilet. Don't go into toilet now. Oh, no, 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 I have to go into toilet. I have to. No, no, Jagat is Mithya, na. Jagat is Mithya. Why are you going now? Just control it. Can you control? No. Jagat is Mithya. And Prabhupada says another example. He says, if I take my lota and hit on your head, will you not feel pain? You are saying Jagat is Mithya, Jagat is Mithya. You will feel pain. So pain and pleasure is there. It means somebody is feeling that pain.
Yes.
Somebody is feeling that pain. Somebody is feeling that pleasure. So if you say that person itself is a false, so who is that person? Are you that person, or who is feeling that? So basically we are negating our own existence first. When we say that, okay, this world is false. If world is false, your feelings cannot be false. Because you are
Right.
also a person. You have a feelings. Yes, you have a feelings. So if you say my feelings are also false, so then you are dead only. Then you are why you are calling yourself a person only? If you don't have feelings only, you are dead. So actually
Yes.
Mayavadis are dead only. Because ultimately after merging also they say, we have no existence.
Hmm.
They say that we have no existence, we have become God. If you ask what you do after becoming God, they cannot define only. After becoming God, what they will do? So they are dead only. So therefore, their whole understanding is to finish off all emotions, all feelings. There is nothing. So there is nothing called individuality. Everything is one. So this is the biggest obstacle in path of spirituality. So therefore, Mayavadis, they are atheist people, but they are spiritualist. They are spiritualist but atheist. Atheist matlab they think that we are God.
Hell. Huh.
And Sahajiyas, they are showing devotions, but they are materialist.
Hmm. Yes.
And the so-called materialist people who do not worship God, who say, "Arey, just work hard," they are atheist and materialist.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So therefore, and Buddhist, who are the Buddhists? Buddhists are on zero level because they are neither spiritualist also, because they don't accept the soul also. उनको तो soul ही नहीं पता है. बुद्धिस्ट को सोल
Hmm.
ही नहीं पता है, तो स्पिरिचुअलिस्ट भी नहीं है वो, और ना तो वो मटलिस्ट है, वो जीरो पे पड़ा हुआ है.
Hmm.
तो ये सबकी कहानियां हैं.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
yes, bro.
Guruji, are there current examples of like pure Mayavadis? Because we see when we meet people or when we try to understand their what they speak, it's all mix of everything. They
Yeah,
are neither pure Mayavadi nor neither pure like
I,
atheist or
in one of the
so.
congregation program, one Mataji was there, so I was giving the class, so then she came for first time. Then I asked her, "Oh, you came for first time, so please keep coming." So then she said, "Actually, I am a philosopher. I have done Vedanta." मैंने बोला वाह, वेदांत कर लिया आपने. मैं तो बहुत खुश हो गया, मैंने भी नहीं पढ़ा है. So then I asked, okay, which philosophy do you follow? Advaita or Dvaita or something else? Visishta Advaita, what? So she said Advaita. And actually that day my class was on soul and body only. So that time I said about God, we are separate from God. And she was hearing everything. And then after in my discussion I said, don't you think we should believe that God is separate from us? We cannot become God. And she said, yes, you are correct. तो मैंने बोला अरे क्या सीखा है तुमने? अद्वैतवाद मतलब कुछ सीखा ही नहीं है तुमने. तो सी एक्सेप्टेड. अरे दिस इज द बिगेस्ट कंट्रोवर्सी, मायावाद और हमारा, और उनको उन्होंने आराम से एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. इसका मतलब उन्होंने सीखा ही नहीं अद्वैतवाद. अद्वैतवाद का मतलब ही आप भगवान को अपने से अलग नहीं देख सकते. यू आर अद्वैत. देयर इज नो द्वैता. आई एम दैट गॉड, आई एम दैट गॉड. दैट इज अद्वैत फिलॉसफी. So she surely so she has not properly understood Advait philosophy. So nowadays hodgepodge है प्रभु, hodgepodge है हर जगह, hodgepodge है. Even one very celebrity, very great celebrity, so speaking on bhakti path, because every path has to accept some doctrine of Vedanta to prove that they are right people or right parampara. Like we have Govinda Bhashya, commentary written on Vedanta Sutra. In the similar way, Sri Ramanujacharya, they have, so they have Visishta Advaita. And this, our Sankaracharya has Advaita. And Madhvacharya has Dvaita. And we are Achinta Veda Ved. So therefore we find that so these all philosophies are basically understanding of Vedanta. Vedanta is the Ant of Veda. So how they have understood their Vedantas, and on that Vedanta their whole understanding is established and their parampara is established. तो अभी कोई उतना हार्डकोर आपको सन्यासी मिल सकते हैं ऐसे लाइन में, यू मे हैव टू फाइंड इट आउट. सो आई एम नॉट नोइंग एनी नेम, बट देयर मे बी, वो रहते हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं, शंकराचार्य के उसमें होंगे ना, कोई ना कोई होगा.
Okay.
But you cannot convince Prabhu because they have a lot of other understanding. If you talk about something, they know Sanskrit also. They will concoct the meaning. They will juggle with the words. You cannot fight with them. Very difficult. So, but we have quite good amount of understanding of philosophy. So nobody can defeat us in a logic, in putting our shastras properly. But they can start quoting some Sanskrit things and some interpretation. So उसमें हम लोग भी घूम सकते हैं, मतलब उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. I like that. So Mayavad Asat Shastram. Lord Shiva is saying to Parvati, I will come in Kali Yuga and I will preach Mayavad Asat Shastram. Now who appointed Lord Shiva to preach? Lord Vishnu appointed. In Padma Puran it is mentioned, Lord Vishnu went and told Lord Shiva, go and preach Mayavad and befool all these materialistic people to become atheistic. So Krishna only is making them go in that direction because he wants to hide the confidentiality of bhakti. So therefore he has to remove the improper people from the path. चलो उधर जाओ, तुमको क्या चाहिए, भगवान बनना है और स्पिरिचुअलिटी भी करना है, स्पिरिचुअलिटी भी करना है, भगवान भी बनना है, बहुत अच्छा, तालियां मारो. नाउ गो टू मायावाद नाउ, चलो. ओके, व्हाट यू वांट? आई डोंट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड बॉडी, दैट आई एम अ सोल, बट आई स्टिल वांट टू बी अप्रिशिएटेड एज अ महंत. ओके, वेरी नाइस. बुद्धा, प्लीज कम. बुद्धा, टेक हिम. तुम्हारा पार्टनर है, लेके जाओ उसको, बुद्ध को लेके. तुम आओ. ओके, नेक्स्ट. Oh, I want to do material life and bhakti also. Okay. कर्मकांडी ब्राह्मण, आ जाओ, सब आ जाओ. मटेरियलिस्टिक लाइफ एंड भक्ति, आ जाओ, इसको लेके जाओ, विष्णु का वर्शिप कराओ, ओम स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा, और इसको अपने पार्टनर बना लो. ओके, नेक्स्ट, यू कम. व्हाट यू वांट? ओ, आई कंसिडर ऑल गॉड्स टू बी सिमिलर. ओके, ओ साधु, जितने इंडिया में साधु, सब आ जाओ, इसको पढ़ाओ, भगवान शिव बड़े हैं, आदि शक्ति माता है, सब पढ़ाओ, इसको लेके जाओ, इसको. तुम आओ, नेक्स्ट पर्सन. व्हाट यू वांट? आई हैव हर्ड फ्रॉम गुरु दैट कृष्णा इज सुप्रीम पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ गॉडहेड एंड आई हैव टू सरेंडर. हाउ कैन आई सरेंडर? ओके, नाउ यू नीड स्पिरिचुअल गुरु. कम नाउ, कृष्णा विल टेक हिम विद हिमसेल्फ. चलो, अब मैं तुमको मंदिर में, इस्कॉन में डाल देता हूँ, वहां से उसकी भक्ति चालू होती है. बाकी सब बवंडर है एक्चुअली. ऐसा है. So bhakti path, there are many wrong assumptions, and it's so like I just made this thing, means because people want these things and Krishna has to protect bhakti. Krishna cannot, देखो भगवान नहीं समझा पा रहे उस व्यक्ति को, तो हम क्या समझाएंगे? मतलब हम समझाएंगे बाद में, धीरे धीरे, जो भगवान की कृपा से, बट भगवान को देना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो चिल्लाएगा, वो बोलेगा मेरे को भक्ति करना था, तुमने कुछ नहीं दिया मेरे को, कुछ तो देते. तो भगवान बोलते ठीक है, जाओ, ये बाबा के पास चले जा, उस बाबा के पास चले जा. अलग अलग बाबा लोग हैं. इंडिया में भगवान से कम बाबा लोग ज्यादा हो गए अभी. तो इस ऐसे. ओके, वी लैंड हियर. श्री प्रभुपाद की जय.
The attendance was not there today because I think Anish Prabhu was not present. I don't know how to mark attendance.
Yeah, I will ask Anish Prabhu to post the link, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Because now 14 13 members, so we also do not know how many were there and who all were there.
okay.
ठीक है, आप ये फोटो खींच लो प्रभु जी, ब्रज गोपीनाथ दास प्रभु जी, आप फोटो खींच लीजिए और जितने बाकी बच्चे होंगे उनको आप बोल दिए कि इतने लोग तो आए ही थे, बाद में और भी होंगे कुछ. यू कैन जस्ट क्लिक द जूम फोटो.
Okay. Yeah.
So we will continue next weekend, Saturday Sunday. हो गया
Okay.
फोटो, बंद कर दो क्लास.
प्रभु जी कल वाला वो आप जो स्लाइड शेयर किए थे ना, समरी पेज यू हैव, कैन यू कीप शेयरिंग दोस थिंग्स?
ठीक है, यस मैं भेजता हूँ.
फर्स्ट सेकंड चैप्टर वाले जो,
यस, पिक्चर फॉर्म में भेजता
and
हूँ.
even preface also we discussed in the starting before December started.
अच्छा, इंट्रोडक्शन.
इंट्रोडक्शन वाला जो पूरा एक बिग पिक्चर था.
यस, आई विल सेंड.
Yeah, yeah.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Sure.